Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Detroit Cast with Mike and Jay. Shalom, Piggy. Hello, Jay.
Gentlemen.
Well, people thought this day wasn't going to come, Jay.
Pleased to be with you.
Pleased to have you with us.
Oh, good, good.
I think you're looking a little tan. I was telling Isis, you appeared to be a little tanner.
Is it still, am I still wearing it?
You've got a glow, a healthy glow,
Yeah.
a nice base.
A little bronzing.
Yeah.
I was in Florida for a little bit.
How was Florida?
Good. Put 3,800 miles on my brother's car.
On your brother's car? You could have taken my truck,
It's one
dude.
of these guys with these free leases from Ford, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So he's like, yeah, take it, go.
So what is the mileage to get from here to Florida? So would it be about 2,000 miles round trip?
No, more than that. More than that, yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out how much driving you did in Florida.
Yeah, I did a lot. I started on the Gulf side and went all the way down. I went across Alligator Alley, and then I did Miami, and then all the way up. Yeah.
How was Miami Beach?
Around the whole Panoose.
Really?
You know, we did check out Miami Beach. I'd never been there. Just to
I've
see,
never been either.
South Beach.
Hell yeah.
It's not all that it's cracked up to be, at least the portion I was on. I don't know.
See, I think of that as just like the most beautiful people in the world, Lamborghinis, Ferraris galore.
Yeah, I got there late
weird
in the
music. Yeah. And then the beach, that's where you see those bikinis that men wear where it's like it just barely covers a cock and ball and barely a cheek.
Yes.
And the rest is nude.
Yeah.
Did you see
I'm not used to seeing these beaches where they have like all the chairs. You know, people bring out the chairs and the umbrella and all that and set it up for you. It's just a weird vibe. I don't know.
Like the Mexico, you see that. Like if you stay at a resort or whatever, the first thing in the morning, they've got them all on the beach with the umbrellas.
Yeah, I'm used to like being on the beach in Manistee or something. You know,
yeah,
like
bring your own.
Just a different kind of vibe to it. But I didn't see all the beautiful people that I expected.
Really?
Nor that my boys expected. That was a big thing. Well, let's go to Miami Beach. Let's check it out. And and the city, honestly, I mean, a
lot of Cuban music blaring. I just think of like Cuban music would be blaring through the streets at all hours.
You know, I'm sure I wasn't in the coolest part or whatever. You know, we didn't go clubbing or anything like that. But it just kind of like, I don't know, man. It's just a weird vibe. So we headed up the Atlantic coast from there.
So you went to the north side of the shaft, then. So you went. So you went base side of the shaft down to the tip of the Panoose.
Correct.
And then up the front side of the shaft.
I did.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
it was good.
And so what was the point of that? Just for fun?
Russell had a couple of soccer events that we had to hit. So
how'd they do? How did he do?
He did good. He had probably like 6 games or 6 or 7 games while we were down there. So it was a lot. Yeah. But it was fun.
Did they win? Did they do well? Did he
won
do
some,
well,
lost
more
one.
importantly?
Yeah, he did fine. Yeah.
He did fine. Yeah. That doesn't sound very encouraging.
No, he did well.
Yeah. He's a good little player.
Oh, thanks.
So something happened while you were there.
And, thus my messing with my headphones.
I was wondering what you were doing. I'm like, do you not remember how to wear headphones?
I don't think I can put this right one on. I blew out my eardrum, man.
Yeah.
It's uncomfortable.
Yeah. So is it just like a constant ringing? What did you do? Did someone come up to you and go whap on both ears at the same time and just blow it out?
I wish it was a more exciting story, but I essentially was screwing around in the ocean one day, lots of big waves, and I came out and I'm like, man, my ears just kind of feel weird. And like a couple hours later, you know how you regulate and you just kind of like
pinch your nose.
Pinch your nose and give a little tiny blow, and and it feels less full. Like you're on an airplane, you just got to regulate.
Yes.
I did that, and dude, I busted it.
You blew your eardrum out. That is the gayest way ever to blow your eardrum out.
I know. But I had no idea at the time. I'm thinking, ooh, that's painful. Do I have some sort of infection? Did a sea creature get in? That was my first thought, right?
Yeah. You could get some micro thing in there, and then we find out you're one of those news stories where someone's got eggs in their fucking head.
You heard the story about the thing that went up the guy's pee hole, right?
Oh, sure.
So that's what I'm thinking, right? Sea creature.
Why would it go up your pee hole, though, if it's affecting your ear?
No, I'm just saying there are those stories. Those things happen.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, oh, boy, this is not good, right? Mm-hmm. And maybe I'll sleep it off.
Sure.
Right? I don't like going to the doctor. I don't like going to the doctor.
Yeah.
And plus, I'm in Florida.
Yeah.
So I go to sleep, and it's killing me more and more and more. It dissipates. I fall asleep. Wake up in the morning and go, oh, my ear, and kind of feel it. There's red goop. Ugh. Red goop discharge.
Shit, your brain's leaking out of your head hole.
Right. I never had that. I never had my ears bleed.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, I got to go to the doctor. So I actually went to like an urgent care there.
Yeah.
The dude was like, oh, yeah, you blew out your eardrum.
Yep.
So here I am 3 weeks later, and I've not seen a specialist.
Why?
Because I have shit insurance still.
So, that just means you pay more. It doesn't mean they won't see you.
Yes, it does. You need the damn referral. So I had to go to my primary care.
Needs to stop, by the way. That referral thing sucks.
Got to go to the primary care who I've never seen, so I have to go see him.
Yeah.
Right? He can't just call it in because he's like, I don't even know who you are. I'm like, yeah, well,
You're my primary care physician.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, but you have to come in. I need to,
I need
proof
to maybe
of
meet
life.
you that you're a person.
Right.
Yep.
So I get on his schedule, last week, and then he gives me the referral, and I get it on as soon as I can next, or actually it's going to be tomorrow.
Tomorrow, me too. I'm meeting my primary care physician, my new one, for the first time tomorrow, and same thing, where it was like, yeah, we can't do anything about whatever you're feeling, chest or breathing, until you got to meet with your primary care physician before they can send you for any X-rays or blah, blah. And I'm like,
it's a cost save. That's what it is, right? They want to.
I don't know.
They want to pinch shit off before it goes to those big guys and they start billing big time.
Yeah,
I guess.
But then it was like, okay, well, when so you just like Bing, who's a good doctor in my area, and it's like, oh, this one's got 4.5 stars, 4.9 stars. The reviews look good. Appears to be an Indian. That's promising. So I'll go with her. And I'm like, yeah, they're like, okay, great. Like, okay, when can I come in and see the good doctor? They're like, let's see, we could squeeze you in August 2023.
Let's see.
And I'm like, what? Do you have anything earlier? They're like, this Thursday? I'm like, well, what the fuck why are you scheduling me for the midsummer when you've got something this Thursday?
Yeah.
So I'm going at like 9 a.m. tomorrow to meet this individual.
Good.
Ugh.
So I'm on the phone with this expert, the specialist, a couple weeks ago, trying to get this planned before I even went to see my primary care, just to get it on the books. And I'm like, so can you tell me, is it like, should I not be waiting? Because it'll be 3 weeks, and I've never blown out my eardrum, and it feels weird and it hurts, and I can't hear as well.
Yeah.
Is this
Your
dangerous?
headphones are weird.
Yeah. And she's like, sir, I can't give you any medical advice. I'm like, don't give me advice. Just say.
Yeah.
Is it weird to wait 3 weeks on something like this? Sir, I can't give you. I'm like, if you had a blown out eardrum and you waited 3 weeks, would that be a good thing or a bad thing? I can't give you any. Click.
Why aren't you immediately on the phone with Dr. Tommy? I know he's a butthole specialist and all that, removing objects from butts.
But this is a hole. This is a hole.
It's a hole with an issue.
It did give out discharge.
He would definitely be able to tell you, like, no, waiting 3 weeks is not ideal. If you can go to, why don't you come to Indiana and I'll take a look at you.
I DuckDuckGo'd it, and apparently most of these things heal up by themselves.
Yeah.
Most.
Well, I imagine, what you were trying to figure out is like, is it safe to drive my car with a flat tire for 3 weeks?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or is it like, the window doesn't roll down properly for 3 weeks? You know what I mean?
How bad is this?
How bad is this? So, well, that sucks, man.
But in the meantime, I just hear clicking and sort of gurgling. Like it's like constantly regulating itself. It's fucking driving me crazy.
Sounds like you've got an Aboriginal African tribe in your ear.
It may be a sea creature after all. I don't know. We'll find out.
I hope it is. Can you imagine if it's a tiny weird crab, indigenous to Florida?
One of those bot flies.
And it's just burrowed.
Bot fly extraction. Don't DuckDuckGo that.
Do not. That's worse than blue waffle. I'd rather people DuckDuckGo blue waffle.
Bot fly extraction.
Yeah, these sites that are like, hey, look at the world's biggest pimple popped.
Dude,
stop. Stop with that
Dr.
shit.
Pimple Popper, how many followers does she have on that page? It's unbelievable, man. People, and if you bring her up, half the people you're talking to will be like, oh, fuck yeah, I love that.
What?
Yes, there are so many people out there
gross.
who find that satisfying or something to see that shit coming out of there.
When they pull like a fucking 12-inch worm out of someone's eye, you see those stories. It's like, what? How does this I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. And I hope you don't have one of those. I do, but I don't. It's weird. I'm in this weird spot right now. So
you can root for it. You can root for it.
Just keep fucking with you all day, just between sentences, just.
Yeah.
Is that them fucking with me, or is that my ear? Is my drum bad? I just picture a drum too. I picture like an actual, like the drummer boy, the little drummer boy with his little his little snare drum. I picture the snare drum with a blown out head on top of it.
That's what it is.
Yeah, but I've blown snare heads out. They don't ooze goo.
Well, here's another interesting fact. What the doctor, the urgent care, immediately said was, don't get it wet. Don't get any water in there. He's like, in fact, if you do, you'll be able to taste it.
Why? Because it's all connected.
It's all connected.
They're like, Oh, that's so gross, dude.
So you could pour shit in my ear and I'd be able to taste it.
It would just roll through the hole in your
Yeah.
head. So you have 2 holes in your head.
Yeah.
An ear hole and then a hole in the whole hole.
Yes.
Fuck. Oh, man, I feel bad for you. I'm sorry you're going through that. I have had that, too. Like, when I was flying back from, it was either San Francisco when I went or New York. But one of those, I got really, really bad plugged ears, and I kept just doing that thing, hold your nose and blow, and it would finally clear. And sometimes I've had them. You ever had that one where it just, like, slowly releases, where it's like,
oh, yeah.
what? Yes. And then it comes back, you're like, oh. I had one of those, and, dude, I pushed so hard. I didn't know you could blow an eardrum out doing that, but I had one where it hurt a lot.
You might have blown it out.
But I did. I mean, I never had anything done. I mean,
it healed itself.
Can you do that with a Q-tip?
I've always had a positive response to that. You know,
So
just
have
a
I.
little clearing, regulating, and that, I don't know, man.
I've had more.
The dude speculated, the doctor speculated that I maybe had a fast-moving infection, and that had like compromised it. Yeah.
Can you Q-tip it?
Yeah, you
Q-tip bust
you can absolutely. You can.
Really?
That's what they're always on you about, the Q-tips, right?
I think we all go too far.
Nobody. No, come on. Who goes that far? Have you seen an image of the ear canal? Who the hell goes that far in to touch their eardrum?
I don't know, but they just want you to do like the outer rim of the ear. They don't want you going inside it.
By the way,
I always go inside.
Oh, yeah, yeah. You go a little bit.
Because then it feels better.
Yes.
It almost starts to itch. And you're
that's
like,
where you actually get the goop.
Yeah, that's where you get the goop. The yellow, whatever that is.
Tell me you don't actually buy Q-tips.
What
You
do you
buy
mean?
cotton swabs, right? You don't pay for the branding.
I think I do.
Oh, my God. Of course you do.
Well,
Says
you know
the guy
what?
who needs a hoodie, so he runs out and buys a $90 Adidas
Well, it's
hoodie.
all they had. Remember, I went through
Yeah.
that entire fucking store. It was huge.
You
and
got
they didn't have any extra
Real
room.
Madrid. It's
Yeah,
a nice,
I did.
Nice sweater.
I love it. No, dude, I found that generic Q-tips, or cotton swabs, as you call them, are bullshit. They're the worst generic made product.
I disagree.
Dude, they are flimsier.
There it is. I've encountered some of those. You got to avoid the plastic.
The plastic applicator
don't do that.
is bullshit.
Don't do that.
No way.
As long as you have the paper, the wound paper.
I have found that, if you want to exchange, your spaghetti noodles Kroger Meyer brand for, whatever the brand name is,
Prince, Mueller, whatever.
Mueller, fine. Q-tips, don't fuck with Q-tips and go cotton swab.
Totally disagree.
Bring some over.
Pay for your branding then. Go.
I do, and I buy in bulk.
I bet you buy Frisbees instead of flying discs, too.
No, yeah, I probably have.
Yep.
But you grew up on generic. I did not.
Is that a Kleenex or is that a tissue?
I don't know what it's a facial tissue.
There you go.
Yeah, but I did not buy this. T did from Costco. Everything we have in this damn house now is Kirkland brand. I've never seen so much Kirkland brand shit in my life.
Yeah.
Toilet paper, Kirkland.
Sure.
Tissue, Kirkland. Vodka, Kirkland.
Vodka, really?
Hell, yes, dude. He's like, yo, dog, spend $150 on that bottle of vodka. Here, $30. It's some giant thing of Kirkland
And it's
vodka.
probably actually made by Absolute or whoever,
absolutely. Right? It is. Same shit. Exactly the same stuff. But, yeah, dude. So anyways, how you been? How was your holiday?
It was really good.
We haven't seen you in a while. We've
Yeah.
missed you. People have speculated. People have been mad at E and I.
What has
for
been
not
the
being
wildest
serious.
speculation?
Well, everything from you quit to E fired you to
You fired. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the wildest.
we all hate each other. I'm lying about you being in Florida. Everything you can imagine. Show's dead. Who? They were never funny anyways. But that still exists. That show's still on. Everything. And it's like, oh, you fucking cocksuckers. And so,
Yeah, I went to Florida and got a job. I mean, that's the truth.
not in Florida.
I went to Florida for a little bit, and then I started a full-time job.
Not just any job.
I'm
either.
working with Merck.
Of course you
Mark Leibovitz at LPL Financial.
He's fantastic.
Member FINRA, SIPC.
So do I have to give you money now? Are you going to make me money?
Yes.
So you're a finance guy now?
Well, sort of. Merck was looking to expand his team over there.
Because he's done so well with the Detroit cast, of course.
The Detroit cast has treated him very well, and he's had great fun with them and great success with Detroit cast people. So definitely give Merck a call, 626-2000. Ask for Merck.
He really knows his shit too.
Yeah, but he's kind of expanding his team, and I saw a cool opportunity to do something different, but also has probably a estate planning component to it where I can use my law degree. So
Okay.
In the meantime, though, I have to get licensed to do all
Are
this
you
shit.
FINRA SIPC, Jay? Are you a member of FINRA SIPC?
Listen, man, I am taking the Series 7, which yeah, I know. I knew
thought about the Series
I knew
7.
that's how you'd react.
I thought about taking the Series 7, and I was like, the mountain of work involved in the Series 7, I just said, I'm out. I'm not doing it.
Listen, it's arduous. I mean, it's not impossible. It's just a lot of information.
Absolutely.
You know, it's a lot to consume. A lot of stuff I don't know about.
Yeah.
And so I'm in the midst of studying and working.
Yeah. For those that don't know, this is a multi-part exam, right, to get licensed and stuff. So you're taking like multiple tests and studying. You're like back in school.
Yeah, I was at one of these private companies. Like, okay, so these tests are given, and so companies immediately go, "Ooh, we need to offer classes to prepare people for these."
For the Series 7.
And dude, they are good. You know, I took that with my bar exam too. If you didn't do an outside course, it's really hard to focus in and study on the things that you need to.
Why is that? Because you've learned, you've taken up so much knowledge in school that is whittled down, and so this gives you a better idea of what to actually expect on the test.
Yeah, and they've studied the exams, and they know all the tricks, and they know kind of like the subject matter that's focused on and not focused on, and so they can give you the information. So that was my bar exam experience, and it helped. So with this, I'm doing the same thing. And so this week, I've been sitting in a class all week. Listen to this, dude.
And at least it's compelling. The subject matter is really compelling, and
some of it is really interesting. Some of it's
what is
dry.
it about?
It's like option trading, trading on margin.
Oof.
You know, stocks, bonds.
Yeah,
no,
good stuff.
Buy low, sell high.
There you go.
Did you got it?
Are you bullish? Are you
bearish, bullish?
Bearish, bullish.
You know?
What are you leaning towards?
Yeah, it's all that.
I know that on Wall Street, the bull there has a gigundous set of balls that hang down, metal balls that hang down there.
Would you say we're in a bull market right now, or a
sure?
bear?
Yeah, we're in a bull market.
Bull?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Is there a different answer in the room?
I don't remember which is which, to be honest with you.
Yes, we're in a fucking outstanding bull
market.
Okay.
Yeah, Jesus, this is all bull, and I didn't need the Series 7 to tell you that either.
Okay.
You should have known that.
You didn't seem to answer.
It's a bear market for you, though.
Vigorously before.
Do you know why they call it a bull and a bear? Because a bull attacks with its horns up, and a bear claws down.
Really? Did you learn that in your study?
I've heard that.
You've heard that
Maybe
before?
that's not true.
Oh, that sounds believable.
Other finance guys out there going, no, dude.
Did they really need to put a huge set of balls on the bull
Sure.
on Wall Street?
Why not?
I know. I ran into that.
Neuter the bull?
When at the Grand Canyon in Colorado. Remember the moose statue when they had a butthole on it?
Yeah.
Like a very
detailed.
detailed asshole.
Too much.
And it's like, really? Couldn't you just round out at some ass cheeks? And you needed to put
That was the guy who made it just wanting to do that. Like, that obviously, dude. That isn't...
I mean, a full-on
I know, but it's not
butthole.
needed. It's just the guy
everything.
knowing that he's going to make this, and then families are going to be coming in there, and he's going to have... they're going to take pictures.
Conversation starter.
Right.
Dude, when I was there in New York, there's the little girl. Remember the little girl statue?
Yeah, standing in front of the bull. Right?
And Beth wanted a picture with that thing, mockingly or whatever. And
that's not like a permanent, right? It was just sat there for a while.
It. What was she, Brave Girl or something?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, she's standing there with her hands on her hips. Right?
Yeah. Look at me, I am woman, hear me roar. But the bull is very close to that, and there are massive amounts of people around. Everyone wants a picture with the bull. 70% of the people I saw take pictures were down by the balls. Just like, yeah, look at me getting a picture with the balls. Like, it's like there's children and families all around, and it's like, honey, grab the kids, get down by the balls.
Yeah, lick it.
They're just like, yeah, caressing a giant ball.
Nice.
So it's just immature humans, all of us. Of course, if there's a ball sack there, we're going to take a picture with it. If there's a butthole on this, that's all I wanted a picture of was the moose butthole or whatever.
Remember that guy who's like doing chocolate imprints of buttholes or something like that for Christmas? Yeah,
I think that was a big seller for.
It was a few years ago.
It was no pet rock, but it had its season. It did well.
Speaking of that, thank you to whoever sent us the additional chocolate Jews.
Oh yeah, the chocolate Jews.
The Maccabees came in again this year.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah,
that's great. Yeah, those are delicious. Those are really good. And Kurt got you a gift too. Someone sent you a gift.
Thank you, Kurt, for the Sea Monkey shirt.
Yeah.
Love it.
Wear
it's beautiful.
With great pride.
It's basically the Sea Monkey ad that everybody will remember. If you glance at this thing, it brings back memories from the back of a comic book.
Sure.
Flipping through a comic book, and there's that ad for sea monkeys, and it's the little family
Clip
sitting
out the
there.
coupon or whatever, and mail it in. They send you sea monkeys. Yeah.
That's what I have in my ear.
Could you imagine if you had little sea monkeys in there? Be cool. Oh, I don't know what your treatment's going to be, but it's funny you're working with Merck. I fucking talked to Merck the other day at length, and He's like, oh, how's everything going? I'm like, good, yeah, Jay's not around right now, blah, blah, blah. He didn't mention shit about you working with him. I'm like, Merc.
See, Merc, the ultimate confidentiality, the
Yep.
discretion.
Yep.
See that? Merc is just locked down.
Yeah, and he plays by the books too, man. You're not getting any silly business. And no tomfoolery, no
Shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
None of it. No wool is pulled.
Absolutely not. He was like, I texted him. I was like, hey, man, I need to pull a few dollars out of my 401k.
That's always a good move, by the way. Everybody out there.
Believe me, I know. I'm playing for the long game.
Do that.
It's going to turn around quick, and we're going to replace it all, Merc. Don't worry about it. But Merc comforted me and said, hey, man, I've taken it out of mine when I was getting things going, so don't worry about it. A lot of people do. It's not the end of the world. And I'm like, great, I'll take it all. And so I did that. And I was texting with him, though, and he's like, do you have time for a quick phone call? And I was like, didn't we just cover what we need to? Why do we need to converse? No offense, but, he's like, just quick. And I'm like, all right, fine. So call him. He's like, yeah, I cannot put this through unless I physically talk to you and know it's you and your voice, that there's no wool being pulled and he has stolen my phone and I want to drain my 401k, but I want you to send it all to this bank account instead.
Crazy, I've changed my bank account number.
He said, so by law, I have to converse with you to know that it's actually you requesting it.
By FINRA regulation.
Yeah, SIPC. So anyway. What else is going on? Oh, you know what I wanted to do, Jay? I wanted to give you a present. I hope you haven't seen this before, but before we get into some of the hard-hitting news of the day, there was a video that someone sent me, and it was one I hadn't seen. I don't know if it's brand new or if it's older. It doesn't really matter, but it's an old person falling, and I just know what a fan you are of people falling.
I love when people fall.
Yeah, and the person that sent it to me, I can't remember who it was, or I'd give him credit, was like, I cannot stop watching this, and I cannot stop laughing.
So this is off a doorbell cam.
Yeah, these ring bells, these ring doorbells.
It's producing so much good shit, isn't it?
Just great content. Remember the guy that was whizzing, the guy that was pissing while he was delivering mail?
Oh, yeah. Right,
all over the mailbox and the door.
What's so weird, though, is like they're very obvious. You can see it's very obvious that it's a doorbell. Like, it's not like they're usually hidden.
Right.
So it's like the people that are like the guy whizzing and stuff.
Just so oblivious.
Right. It's not like you wouldn't.
But some of them are hidden. Who knows? I don't know what those.
I know, but most of them aren't, though.
Yeah, most of them have the big, blue thing, nest
ring
or whatever.
Yep, ring or nest. And so you've got, going into a home, you've got one African-American lady, probably in her 60s, early 70s, right at the door there in the purple, would you say?
Looks like it, sure.
And then she's got a couple even older bagels with her, and they're one's caned up properly, one's got a walker. And
it's funny just to look at this image. I'm sorry. I know it's terribly mean.
Knowing what's coming.
Right. You see this older lady.
It just.
Oh, man.
Gonna fall.
It sucks to know you're going to get to a point in life where just 2 steps are a real problem. It's a pitfall for some people.
I've been thinking about it when I've been going on walks recently, like the ice. There's ice, and I slip, get that little slip.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh my god, dude. There's gonna be a time when that's
so many
be...
people can't even handle that little slip.
Yeah.
They're down.
I know.
They're down.
Oh yeah.
Can't correct yourself at all.
No, there comes a time in life when you don't have the core strength for any sort of mishap. Like if it's not on point, step, sit down, you're screwed. You can't handle
any sort of proprioceptive environment.
Absolutely. If you step on an acorn, it's
done. Down.
You're going down.
Well,
you just are.
My mom, back when my grandma was still alive, I mean, it'd be the slightest wind
outside.
of course. 2 years ago, a few weeks ago, or whatever. But the slightest fucking wind, and she'd be like, "Yep, we can't take her out. She might get pneumonia." You know what I mean?
Shit,
yeah.
Or she'd be that old lady bundled.
She might blow away or fall down or something.
But that bundled up, and you see those old ladies, and they got
the babushka.
Yeah, it's because literally
wind is an enemy now. Wind is an enemy.
Kill them.
Yeah, it was like Clark had that old lady in his life, grandma or something, and they're all going out to breakfast at Bob Evans or wherever they take old people, and it's like, where the fuck is Gertrude at? What's going on here? And finally she's up in the window upstairs and opens it. Go on without me! Having some sort of shitting debacle going on.
No.
And it was just like, go on without me! I just remember screaming from the upstairs window.
I had to be honest, when I was younger, before my grandparents were older, that this had set in. When I was in my 20s, they weren't living with me, they were still real people. And I would like serving at Big Boy. And you'd see these old motherfuckers come in. And for one, I'd always be like, is this fucking necessary? Come on, just being a young and ignorant person. And two, by the way, I mean, I'm sorry to say that, but when you work at those jobs and some of these people come in, it is just like, holy fuck, please not me. Not my
These
table.
people because they're black or because...
Yeah, where are you going?
The old fucking people with the
Shit.
fucking walkers and all bundled up. Because if they're
Good
your
save,
fucking
dude.
table, it's just like, oh, this is going to be me sitting there. And what would you like? I'll take the, and just fucking,
Sure.
the eggs, how do you want them?
And everything's being taken home at the end of the meal, right? They need boxes for everything.
Yes,
but first they're going to get 3 more refills
I'm
of coffee.
sitting here watching, like, my
they
other tables need things, and they're like, and does that come with hash browns? And it's like, fucking Christ, did you read the menu?
Yeah, they want to discuss really mundane shit, too. You know, whether, those stupid conversations and, wow, this has really been delicious. This really,
And there was
this
the
was a
other-
nice decision to come to this big boy.
I mentioned this the one time, but I mean, I might not have mentioned it for a long time. But these two sisters would come in, and then one time they had been gone for a while, and it turns out they they just got on a road. They thought they had to go to like Pontiac or something, and they ended up in Chicago.
Sure.
What?
Yes, yeah. Sure.
And it was like, we're just in, and at work or at Big Boy, we're just like, I don't know, sisters haven't been here. Because they would come in like 3 times a day. For one, they would come in like 3 times. And mind you, I only worked from like 8 till 4. And I might see them 3 times. And they would forget. Sometimes they'd be there, like, oh, hi, how are you doing today? I'm like, yeah, I just saw you 2 hours ago.
Wow.
That's incredible. I sort of did that. Like, what is the exit for Zotford? Is it exit like 10?
Oh, if you miss it.
102 or something like?
No,
Yeah, I remember.
but if you miss it, it's a. It can
Well,
be
I got off that exit, whatever, and had to turn in my truck or whatever, pick up my truck after getting an oil change and stuff. And I went and got gas. So I crossed over the freeway, got gas, and then when I left, I thought I was just jumping back on the southbound 75. Well, there's 2 of them there. I needed to go right and take the turnaround on the 75 south. And I jumped on north, and it just looks the same.
Saginaw.
I got to exit 118 before I went, wait a minute. But, it was 10 minutes, 20 minutes round trip that I burned. But getting to Chicago, I mean, that is next level, dude. You're stopping for gas probably more than once. You know what I
You're
mean?
getting on much different roads than what they're used to. They're used to taking M59, right?
Right.
Into Pontiac, and they end up on 94 to Chicago
Well,
somehow.
I don't remember exactly where they were trying to go, but I just remember they were trying to go
23 to
somewhere.
94?
Yeah.
We've seen that with multiple old people where they end up way up north or way down in Florida or something. You're like, dude, you would have had to stop at a motel. How the fuck did you get to Florida, sir?
Should have been there 45 minutes ago.
How did
5 hours
Gas
later.
stops.
Like,
Nothing occurs to you
How many
as
gas
you're
stops?
filling up twice
Well,
on your
what
way to
though?
Pontiac?
You know what, though? These people, as I described, though, they were
At a
these
Texaco that doesn't exist in your state?
they were these 2 sisters. I didn't know much about them, but they were sisters. But like I said, though, they would come in sometimes, a few times, and it was very obvious they didn't remember that they were already there.
Wow,
Like, it
both
was
of them
just
like the same state, huh?
Yeah, and they would
Usually there's one caregiver, right?
Oh, yeah.
the one, no, like the
So
one
they would
was
eat once and then come back a
technically
couple hours later to eat again?
Yeah,
and
did you have to be
yeah.
like, hey, no loitering here, ladies?
No,
You
they
ordered
would-
shit every
they would-
time?
yeah, they would-
Jeez.
I'm trying to remember. One of them was a little more intact than the other. I forget. She would always call it Ma. I think they might not have even been sisters. One might have been the mother and the daughter. I don't remember exactly.
You're about to
but
tell us that one called the other one Ma. I think one of them was the
No,
mother.
I was trying to remember what they would call each other, like because the one was more like coherent than the other, and I forget if she would say sister.
I'm going to
or she
say
was
the
like
daughter
Ma,
was
or like-
more coherent than the
No,
mom.
but I don't remember what their dynamic was. I
Yeah.
don't remember if it was mother, daughter,
Just
or
2 old
sister,
lesbians or
Yeah,
something.
maybe
Yeah,
I
yeah,
guess,
yeah.
but no, they were related somehow. I don't remember how.
Well, let's get to this video here. And
Yeah, without further ado.
yeah, without further ado. And there's not like a news story involved with it. It's just like, hey, this is
just
hilarious.
clean.
We'll just share this
Okay.
with people. Enjoy.
Oh, no. All right, she's coming up the step. Coming up the step. All right, she made it.
Wow.
She made
She's
it.
got her bag.
There's
She's
one
pulling
behind her.
bag.
Oh, Elaine.
She's got her pull suitcase. She's going in. Here comes the third. Oh, oh no. Oh, no.
Oh, Elaine. God. Oh, Elaine, body to fail. Lord have mercy. Body.
Oh, Lord have
Body
mercy.
to fail on her back.
I love it.
I want to hear the voice again.
Lord have mercy.
Lord have
Close the door.
She's hold on, pause. E. There's
I wanna hear the actual-
there's a few things to note here. First off, when the lady falls on her back, she might have died. She does not move. From what I can tell, there is zero movement.
Oh no!
From that point to the end of the video. Now it did not look like a.
This is not an Aunt Bunny fall. This is a pretty quick fall.
It is.
We didn't get the oh Lord God Jesus help me.
And I think the people in front of her, the woman that falls, I think they're upset that she's fallen. Like this is now something we have to deal with. You know, so there's
like
a
this has happened before, and it's like fuck me. This is her way of saying fuck me.
Yeah, God damn it, you fall again on a back. Oh Lord mercy. All right, go ahead. We're gonna have to contain laughter because there's some subtleties you need to pick up in the descriptions here.
Close the door. Oh, shit. Bobby, jump, Bobby. Oh, Elaine. Oh, shit. Oh, Elaine, Bobby done fell. Lord have mercy, Bobby. Bobby done fell on her back. God, Bobby, how we gonna get you up? Oh, Jesus Christ. What you doing falling?
Man, what you doing falling?
Yeah.
Elaine?
What?
Don't you think they're mad now at Elaine?
Yes, absolutely.
Elaine has taken a bit of a tumble.
Selfishness kicks in, right? God damn it. I've
like
got to deal with Elaine now.
This is their version of a fender bender.
I've got to turn this turtle over.
How are we going to get you up now? She fell on her back. Elaine has one tiny misstep. There's no saving it.
And you're right. There's no movement from Elaine.
No, Elaine's
off in the bushes.
Yeah.
The mulch.
Yeah. Does she have a walker? Or is she trying to do this on her own?
Yeah, I think she has a cane. And I think the problem is she's carrying too much, trying to go up a flight.
She appears to have a couple jackets, perhaps, maybe a bag. This one has a suitcase like she's moving in.
Yeah.
First, go to the very beginning. We'll see. Because, of all people to be pointing fingers at Elaine's mishap and judging her, this woman barely.
This woman puts her entire weight on this rolling suitcase. It is a stroke of luck that she makes it up.
So
for her to turn on Elaine, come on, lady. Watch this. All of her weight onto the roller. So watch this.
Oh my God! That's incredible. Now watch Elaine here.
Comes Elaine, approaching the stairs. Up goes one leg.
Nope, it's over. It's over.
Bobby done fell. Lord have mercy,
I gotta hear this guy yelling.
Bobby done fell on her back. God, Bobby, how we gonna get you up? Oh, Jesus Christ. What you doing falling?
Okay, we missed it up. Elaine is in the front. Elaine is opening the door initially. Bobby has
fallen.
Bobby has fallen and absolutely cannot get up. Bobby cannot even move.
So that's Elaine who yells at the end.
Okay.
Yeah. What you doing falling? As if Bobby wanted to fall.
I'd love to know how this played out.
I know. I want to see him trying to, because...
Wish we had the next 10 minutes. Why'd they cut it there?
The next 3 hours. Probably took 3 hours and a fire engine truck to get Bobby up. But yeah, you can tell perhaps what we're seeing here, and I don't want to be too judgmental of Elaine and whatnot. She's just reacting in the moment. My guess is this is not the first spill Bobby has taken that these ladies have had to deal with.
Bobby has held them up in the past.
Yes. And you can tell, I mean...
It's a long day of travel, too. They're at the end of their rope here.
Yeah, definitely.
But I just can't get over the cockiness of middle lady.
I know.
Who barely made it up.
And you are...
But for the grace of God.
So right that God was looking down going, you know what, I'm not going to take her out again. She's putting all her weight on a fucking rolling suitcase again, but I'm going to let that pass. I'm in a good mood. But there's no forgiveness for Bobby. Bobby tries to put one foot up on that ledge and then says, shit. You hear Bobby go, shit. And then Bobby knows what's coming next.
It is funny hearing old people swear, too. Like
oh, Lord have mercy, Jesus.
All right, here goes middle lady. Hold on to that roller. Yeah, there we go.
Look at Elaine laughing at her, too. Pause. Elaine's just Elaine could offer an arm. Elaine has an arm she can offer.
Elaine appears to be able-bodied. She's first holding the door.
I think Elaine is hoping
one of them.
She's like, as this lady's trying desperately. Do I put all my weight on a rolling suitcase, or do I put it on the cane? And Elaine's just going, this ain't going in well. Look at her.
I know. I never noticed that the first time.
Look at
her. And they take Bobby for granted, like she's just gonna make it.
You need to close the door.
Oh shit!
Bobby, Bobby,
look at that. She just one. You're right.
The door.
One.
Yeah.
Just
Bobby, Bobby,
she put her leg up there, thought it was there, it wasn't, and then she like went back and
It's
fell
over.
down. Like,
There's no saving this.
like,
There's no safety net in Bobby's world.
Put her one leg up.
She tried. We got to take her walking privileges away. She needs to be chaired up, right?
Elaine, you need to close the door.
One leg. It doesn't hit.
Bobby, Bobby, oh, Elaine, oh, shit. Oh, Elaine, Bobby done fell. Lord have mercy, Bobby. Bobby done fell on her back. God, Bobby, how we gonna get you up? Oh, Jesus Christ. What you doing falling? Oh.
But I'm telling you, just focus on Bobby. Bobby has not moved.
No. Why did they cut it there?
I don't know.
I feel like the good part is just about to happen.
Just about to happen. We haven't even gotten to the moaning yet.
Because middle lady's about to go down the stairs to try to help Bobby.
Yeah. Going down's probably even harder than going up. And we haven't even heard heard Bobby start moaning yet.
No.
You know? She probably at least knocked the wind out of herself. Hip broken, whatever. Anyway, I figured I'd share that with you, Jay. It's been a while, so.
Love it.
Yeah, it's great. Fantastic. Well, we had kind of a big day going on in the world of news. Of course, the articles of impeachment are delivered to the Senate.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that where they go?
That's
I
where
get
they
them
go.
all confused.
Now a
Congress takes the
trial
Senate.
begins.
Ooh.
Gripping. What will happen? What will happen?
Dun, 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 dun. This is such a waste of time and so stupid. Nancy Pelosi. I was like this morning when I woke up. It was starting fairly early, and I'm watching it. And watching Nancy Pelosi's teeth rumble around in her mouth while she's trying to talk is just troubling. Can we get her some? What is it? Effordent or?
At the same time, my God, her bosom. It's getting bigger.
Ample. I mean, ample's not even the right word. Gigundous?
I think you were the one that pointed that out to me. I'd never noticed that. And
huge titties?
She might be the largest breasted old lady
Yeah.
who's not just a fat ass, right?
Yeah.
She's somewhat petite.
She's very petite.
What is up with those titties?
I don't know, but they've always been there.
Think she's got big old implants, or are those?
No way. I think you see him shift around like an udder from time to time. Yeah, I mean, can you
They
imagine?
just look too big for how, I don't know.
See, she looks sloppy there. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with her teeth. There's something going on there, and it's hard to.
No, I think you're right. I think that's it, man. I think she's got dentures, and she's moving them around.
Ugh,
trying to keep them stuck up there.
Can't you just?
Yeah,
stick
we saw that problem with Biden in the debate a couple months ago.
Yeah, when he almost spit his teeth out. He spits his teeth out on national TV. It's over, right? You don't recover from that.
He did,
But
dude.
they didn't fall out of his mouth.
Right, but they came out
Yeah.
undeniably.
Well, she has announced the 7 impeachment managers that will, in advance of the House vote, that will move the
Schiff and Nadler noted out.
Oh, yeah. It was like, you know what? She made the official announcement that, in fact, Adam Schiff would lead the effort along with Chairman Jerry Nadler. And it was like, the same cast of clowns going through this again. They'll deliver 2 articles of impeachment, abuse of power and obstruction of Congress, to Mitch McConnell on Wednesday. She chose all Democrats. There was one Republican that has now flipped and gone independent or something.
Mosh.
Yeah, and they were thinking a lot of people wanted her to put him on the 7-team panel or whatever, but that didn't happen. So the Republican-led chamber will begin opening arguments in the hearing Tuesday of next week. Of course, they can't start it on Monday because they've got to observe Martin Luther King Day.
Yes.
Which is very, very important to all of them. So they're going to do that, and then they'll start on Tuesday. So, this is one of those where the House voted completely party lines, almost 100%, which is really not the way you want this done. Usually for an impeachment, I know it's rare, but this is usually something where both sides agree for the betterment of the country. Some egregious behavior has taken place, and we both agree for the most part that something needs to be done. When you have 100% one way and 100% voting the other way.
Pretty easy to see what actually went on here.
Exactly. So since December 18th, there have been comments about when are we going to send the articles over. She said she hoped the Senate would extend the courtesy to tell the House what the rule process was going to be. Short of that time has revealed many things since then. Many.
Is that right?
So, yeah, the time has been our friend for the Democrats in all of this because we've yielded incriminating evidence, more truth and info for the public. So we're going to slip that into it as well. It's just like, would you just stop? Just stop. Trump, he tweets out, here we go again. con job by the do-nothing Democrats. All this work was supposed to be done by the House, not the Senate. So
you know how different this would be had the White House not released the quote transcript right away. Had they sat back, dude,
way worse.
It would have been a shit show. He would be in major trouble right now. It would have looked like a huge cover-up with him going, "Oh, it's a perfect call. It was perfect."
Well, what did it do? It took the whistleblower out of play. The third party, third hand.
I mean, it just gave everybody. I know it's not an exact transcript, but it was like, this is what happened.
Yeah,
and it didn't have to come out after denial that anything bad happened.
Yeah,
that no, this is what happened. This is what happened. You just hear over and over. It was perfect. It was perfect. And then all of a sudden, oh my God, look at this. Look at what he said. Look at what he said. Because there are things in there that are
disturbing. I mean, you lean right for sure, Jay. You're more conservative, and you were troubled by it.
Yeah,
I less troubled, but it really comes down to did Trump withhold $300 million, $400 million from the Ukraine, unless which would be the quid pro quo aspect of it. If he held this money back and said, we're not giving you this $400 million in aid until you decide to take up this case against Biden and his kid or whatever. But the fact is, I mean, Ukrainians have said, no, we didn't know that at all. He never
but it's not just that specific thing that has to happen for there to be impeachment, right? I mean, as we've seen, it's like an abuse of power, an abuse of a relationship, an abuse of, a power relationship is what was alleged, and also this tie-in to the obvious election coming up, right?
Yeah.
And the fact that, he's trying to use his political power to affect Biden, probably the strongest candidate at this point against him in the 2020.
I see it differently than that. I know how a lot of people can see it that way. I get it. I keep coming back to the fact that from the day this guy was sworn in, it's just been this ongoing drumbeat of impeachment, and everything he does is bad and wrong. So it just makes it like,
I'm not saying he should be removed. I never felt like this was removable.
Yeah.
I've always felt it was troubling and improper, but the problem with the impeachment thing is you can impeach somebody for anything you want. It's just a political issue,
Yeah.
And so the question ultimately is, will this help the Democrats or won't it? It certainly looks like it's going to backfire.
Yeah.
Given the polling, that
And
people
Nancy
are just like, I don't give a fuck about this, and it's obviously just a partisan thing.
Yeah, and Nancy knew it. That's why she held off for as long as she did. She knew we don't have the votes. This is a waste of time and money. But then they end up going through with it and blah blah blah. We've all seen the shit show that's played out, and it hasn't done well for the Democrats. In fact, it's unified more of the Republican Party and the base that he has. His polling numbers have gone up, and I think most of America sees what this is for what it is. And I think a lot of people, they want to bring witnesses now to testify. And Mitch McConnell's going, I don't want to even bring any witnesses, I don't think, at all. Just like, here's what you guys found. We'll look it over and make a vote. We already know how the vote goes. It doesn't matter. But Trump and a lot of his people are going, no, why don't we bring some witnesses, including Hunter Biden and Joe Biden, get them on the stand. And I'd love to see that.
Sure.
I'd love to see fucking Schiff on the stand. I'd love to see the whistleblower on the stand. I'd love to see how all this came about and what they knew and what this is really about. I know that's a long shot, probably won't happen. But that Hunter Biden shit and Joe Biden stuff bothers me a lot. And the fact is, what's his name? People are already asking, well, would you allow Hunter Biden to testify? And Chairman Nadler, of course, steps in and takes that one and says, it's all about, relevancy. And, the question is, did Trump withhold $390 million, blah, blah, blah. And Hunter Biden would have known nothing about that. So it's irrelevant. And I'm like, I know, but I'd still like to know a little bit more about that fucking story.
Of course.
So,
anyway. Well,
anyway.
Regardless, it'll be somewhat interesting, I guess, just from the standpoint of this rarely happens. There's a friggin' impeachment trial.
Yeah, what'll that last? A few weeks?
I have no idea.
I guess. I think that's what they think. But the Democrats are cheering on the fact that impeachment's forever. This lasts forever. Yeah, well, we all know what this was, and we saw how much it helped Bill Clinton when pushed through impeachment on him. So, Donald Trump signs a historic landmark trade deal with China today.
Phase one.
Phase one, right? That's interesting. So what does that mean? The tariffs are still in place. That'll be part of phase two. But Mike Pence was saying it should bring $40 to $50 billion into the American economy from Chinese consumers, with 1.5 billion
And the
people.
critics say this basically just got us back to where we were before he picked this fight.
Yes. I thought it was interesting that President Xi was not sent to sign these historic papers.
Yeah, in his stead, he sent a very bad handshaker.
Yeah.
Have you seen this handshake?
I have. Isis, have you found the handshake? And this guy could not look less interested. Now, I know, I don't want to, Chinese people don't show a ton of emotion generally. You know what I mean? You're not going to see like a
No,
really
I don't know what you mean. Go
jovial, outrageous.
Really?
China,
Never seen a laughing Buddha?
not outrageously.
I have a baby Buddha sticker right here. Looks happy, right?
Throwing a peace sign and stuff. Yeah, but he's a younger generation. This gentleman does not appear to be thrilled to be there. He's got a kind of a sourpuss look on his face the entire time. Like I said, I didn't want to, cast all Chinamen.
But you did.
I sort of did. I didn't know how to say it, but you know what I meant, right? When you take a look at him, you're going to go, yeah, I can see that. He's from China. No?
I would not have thought of that, but I am focused on this handshake. This handshake kills me.
Yeah.
And this is purely his fault. This is the Chinaman's fault. This is not Trump's fault.
I was going to say, who do you blame for this pathetic joke of a handshake here?
The Chinaman.
What if the Chinaman's left-handed? Now, I didn't see him sign anything.
He's still not properly doing the left-handed handshake. We've all shooken someone's hand who has like their right arm in a sling, right? And they come at you with their left hand.
Sure.
And they know how to do it.
Yeah.
They extend the hand to allow the shake to happen. This guy it's like he doesn't know this is going to happen. He doesn't know anything about Western culture.
Yeah, he has to know this is happening. And when Trump sticks a hand out, he appears to have a healthy, fully functioning right hand, right?
You know what Trump's got to love about this? He's got a little hand.
Yeah, he does.
Doesn't he?
Trump's hand looks huge. But, there's you can't lean on a Bob Dole situation.
Do you think that was part of the deal? Ping, you're not coming. Send your smallest handed man. For a photo op, and I want a left hand extended that I can envelop. Huh? Maybe that's part of the deal.
You think it was part of the deal?
It was like the final term. They were fighting over for months.
Weeks.
It's been rumored this thing was done for months. That was the final thing.
This is the final thing that he put in the proposal?
It's the final term.
Listen, G, I know this is going to sound petty, but I've struggled in the media to prove that I have normal-sized hands.
Yes.
If you're not coming yourself, I need you to take one of your Chinaman cabinet members, send
the
him
smallest handed of them.
And maybe Xi said, look, if I do, he is not going to full handshake you. He will offer you pinky ring only. Deal. No. That's the art of the deal.
Look, it couldn't be more perfect for Trump to show off a big hand. It couldn't be more perfect. This is a setup, E.
Yeah, but don't you think it would have looked better for Trump to just manhand this guy? Just really get in there with a handshake. Maybe even break a bone or two. Just give him one of them powerful handshakes where you put your arm on your other hand on his elbow. Yeah. That's what Trump wants to do, and this guy's not having it.
You know what? Not to go off on a tangent, but I ever tell you about how my grandpa used to shake my hand?
No.
This is how he used to shake hands. First off, he wore a bowler tie all the time. Yeah, one of these guys.
Yeah.
Little guy. He was like a billy goat.
Mother emerging?
Yes, mother emerging.
Okay.
Dude would approach you, and he'd be just delighted to see you, like tears in his eyes. And he'd come at you, and you'd hold out your hand to, do the nice hard grip. And he'd do the thing where he grabs your forearm.
And pull you in, or?
He grabs your forearm, so I end up grabbing his forearm, and we're locked at forearms. And it was just like I don't know why, I never learned this is what the guy's going to do.
Why would why?
I don't know. It was just more engaging or something.
Did the knuckle
Should I start that? Should I start doing that?
Nah. I don't want to bring that back. I don't want that to be a thing. Did the knuckle
bump not exist? How about the bolo tie?
Exist?
Can I bring the bolo tie back?
Yeah, you can, but...
The Colonel sort of does it, right?
Yeah.
Every now. Does the Colonel do the bolo?
Yeah, I think he does.
Or does he just do kind of the...
It's a
Sanders?
play. Yeah, it's a
what
play on the
Colonel
bolo.
Is there?
Yeah.
The Colonel.
Mustard.
Elvis is Colonel?
Yeah, Elvis is Colonel.
Yeah,
There's three Colonels, right?
There's three Colonels.
Mustard. Yes. Elvis is Colonel.
Yep.
And
for the bow tie.
KFC.
No.
Yeah, it's an extended bow tie. Is that counted as a bolo tie?
What third picture from the on the top? Is that just an extended bow tie, or is that a bolo?
I think it's a bow tie. That's not a bolo tie. Bolo tie, it has to be strings.
Yeah, that's how my grandpa always
I don't know
had it.
what that is actually.
He had
Actually,
like his Elks medallion.
I was going to
and
say
then the
there's usually a
strings come
metal
down.
medallion
Yeah.
and then the strings.
Dude, at his funeral, they handed out bolo ties to all the men.
Get out.
We all wore bolo ties.
Are those easy to wear?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Just string them. They're great.
I wish the bolo tie was a real tie.
Totally. I see why he did it. So easy. Boom, around the collar.
So he's still able to show respect and class in society, but
Dude,
he's
it was
not having
weird.
to tie a tie?
He'd wear them all the time. He'd wear like shorts and a button-down short-sleeve shirt and a bolo tie.
What?
Yeah.
Was it ever addressed?
He'd be like at a backyard picnic.
Was this ever brought up with the family,
It was
addressed
just
at
a
all?
thing.
That's not usually a thing, though. I think that the fact that that's a thing warrants some level of discussion. Like, why?
I mean, we'd talk behind his back, but eventually it got to the point where it was so regular.
But nobody had the
It would have
balls in
looked
the family?
weird. It would have looked weird. Like, did Grandpa shave his mustache? What's different about him? You know?
Yeah, he's not wearing his bolo.
Yeah, it just became a thing.
Was he buried in the bolo?
He was fried, so I don't know if they
Okay.
fried him with the bolo. It's a good question, though.
Yeah. He would have been. I mean, that would have
Bolo
been
tie. Look at that
disrespect.
thing.
Yeah. It's...
Sam pulled it off, though. It was a good look.
Yeah, I just think when I think of your family, you guys are not ones to back off confrontation, to avoid a difficult topic. You guys are more
It wasn't difficult.
address
It wasn't difficult.
But I think it warrants a discussion like, hey, Pops, what's up? First off, what's up with the handshake? It's really kind of weird and awkward.
It's uncomfortable.
And then the bolo. I mean,
He was
like,
such an alpha, though. He was about this tall by the end. He's this little guy, but he was like a little billy goat, man.
yeah, a little, yeah, just
I remember being a little kid and being kind of
chicken hawk
intimidated.
kind of?
Yes, very chicken hawk-esque.
Yeah.
Very much.
So were you guys too intimidated to bring it up? I would just think you would go, what's the story there behind the bolo? Is there a story?
See, that was
Is it just
that's
fashion?
a dangerous question to Grandpa Sam.
Why?
Because he could have a fucking 3-hour story. I guarantee you he would.
Don't you want to know that 3-hour story now? Don't you
No,
wish...
no. Listen, man, I sat through so many stories with that dude that went nowhere.
Oh, really?
And so I'm
Bad
like,
storyteller?
by the end, you
had a-
just kind of wanted to, interact, do the handshake, and good to see you, Grandpa.
Wow, you had shit storyteller grandpa?
Yeah, I sorta
Oh,
did.
God,
I
that's
sorta
tough.
did.
And he liked to talk? Because he seems kind of...
He did.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the
You know what he liked more than anything, though? The dinner prayer. It went on forever.
I was going to say the lengthy dinner prayer.
Like Christmas Eve, man. So you know what happens after dinner on Christmas Eve? The kids get to open one present, right?
Yeah.
So we're all like, come on, man, come on.
Let's go.
And he would just,
Lord Jesus.
pretty much.
See, the dinner prayer when we went to church, I think it was, God is good, God is great, let us thank him for this
Good food, yeah.
Yeah, and amen.
Yep.
You're off and eaten.
Yeah.
There was never anything more, Michael, would you like to lead us in prayer?
They didn't make you say something you're thankful for. That's a common one where you do the God is great, God is good, let's thank him for this good food and thank you for whatever.
That is a terrible prayer, by the way.
God is great, God is good, let us thank him for this good food.
No,
That
God
is
is
pretty
God
trite,
is
isn't
good.
it?
It's terrible. God is good. God is great. Let us thank him for this plate.
Doesn't
Would make
great
sense.
doesn't
dude. Like,
great encompass good? Like, why are we going good after great?
It's a cheap, lazy prayer. If any, God is
Right.
good. God is great. Let us thank him for this plate. I could have gotten behind.
We probably pissed him off for years saying that. He's probably just looking down upon us going,
You
really? Is that
lazy.
it? But at least my family made you add what I'm thankful for.
And what would be an example of something?
My family. Thankful for my family.
Thankful for my friends.
Thankful for you like look
My
around
health.
the room. Look around the room. Thankful for pictures. Pictures that we can look at on the walls.
Of our family members
Yeah.
and stuff. So
Thankful for doors.
what would an extended prayer be? Would he literally go on for he would take advantage of that moment?
He would start to mention all the people who couldn't be with us because of either death or geography.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then he'd cry.
No.
Yes.
An emotional chicken hawk?
He was not afraid to cry. This man was not afraid to cry.
He's a bolo tie wearer. Of course he's not afraid to cry.
He'd have hands clasped to the people next to him. So if you were next to him,
No.
you'd have to be holding hands with him for, I'm not kidding, 15 minutes?
No!
Yes!
A 15
Yes!
minute food's cold. You've ruined food.
Oh my god.
It was,
is
But he
horrifying.
was like such the patriarch, though, that nobody could stop him. It wasn't like, hey, Dad, you know what? We're going to handle the prayer that, me and John will handle. None of that.
That's like taking the carving knife away from the head of the house. You know what I mean? Like no, I carved the turkey, sir. That's the prayer. It sounds like to him. 15 minutes.
Yes, dude.
Oh my God. I'm
People
so sorry.
who couldn't be with us.
You had to go through that.
I'm telling you, he would go through his family who had passed away, each one of them.
Oh my God.
And name each one and talk about each one.
How far back would he go?
Them.
Yes.
How far back
I think it
would
was
he go?
his way of like imparting the family genealogy on the younger generation.
I don't think you're the first one here, Jimmy.
Yeah.
So how far back would he go, though?
He went like his extended family.
No further than that. He's
So
not
like
going
his
back.
parents and his siblings.
Yeah. I wonder what would happen like if one of them died of an OD or something embarrassing to the family. Like, you just skip him at prayer
Gloss
time.
over Bob.
Yeah. The black sheep of the family. Oh man, I'm sorry you had to go through that. I really am.
Memories.
I'm sorry.
I don't know. The handshake brought back memories.
Yeah, sure did. Wow, that's triggering. I'm glad you said that you blamed this on the Chinaman because I did as well.
I really think it was a term to the agreement. I really do.
I know Trump has been accused of fucking up a curtsy or a bow. Either bows too far,
Hey,
not
this
enough.
dude was in D.C. doing this, right? Was that not in D.C.?
That was at the White House, man.
No, that's on him.
He's got to at least have the basics for a handshake.
No, that's totally.
Yeah. Disrespectful. Unless we find out later it was, in fact, the last term of the agreement between Xi and Trump, at which point I give major props to Trump for including that.
Yeah.
Petty, small, yes, but small victory for him.
Very Trumpian.
Yes. Aaron Hernandez, I didn't know there was a big documentary.
What do?
Died, prison.
After being gay.
Oh my God, gay. Think about. I watched the documentary. Okay, it's a 3-part. Each part is about an hour and 5 minutes, so it's a good 3 hours plus documentary. Most of which we knew because we did some extensive discussions on that at the time when this was all going down. But there's a lot of prison phone calls in this that we never heard with him and his mom, or and then they've got like his former teammate interviewed, so.
And his prison lover, right?
His prison lover is referenced but not addressed.
Really?
I mean, they do address it like, oh yeah, said that he had this.
Also he had a prison lover.
Yeah, but dude, they've got this guy, his former teammate from high school, right? All-American quarterback, and you've got an All-American tight end, best friends, and they're butt fucking each other. Can you imagine?
What?
Can you imagine in high school?
And this is back in the 90s, right?
Oh, yeah. Or early 2000s. Can you imagine? That's just, whatever, to each their own, but, he's like, yeah, we started. I'm like, how does that even start?
I know.
Two of the manliest fucking quarterback of the football team.
Probably starts with a tight end joke.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. When the news broke, 2 days before he committed suicide of him being gay, there was a reporter that outed this woman. And she's on the WEEI, the big sports station in Boston. They're playing clips of it. It's like, it turns out he was a tight end on and off the field. And then you got the, and I'm like, is this what we sound like? Do we sound like this? Are people going to play highlight clips of our show at some point, and we're just going to be like, oh, God, why did we think that was funny at the time? But, she says this. We're hearing some rumors, and sure said he was more of a tight end on the field and off the field. And they're like, yeah, sounds like he was quite a wide receiver, too, if you know what I mean. I'm like, oh, God. They're outing this guy as gay on this, prominent sports station in Boston. And it's like these corny fucking, just bad. But, yeah, the headline, Aaron Hernandez jokes in prison phone call with agent about getting sponsorship for Smith & Wesson. So they've got all these calls, like his couple former teammates that he went to college with that are still friends with him. Mike Pouncey, for instance. What up, my nigga? And they're talking and, blah, 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 about their growing up days and playing days. And then his agent would call. And then his buddy, one of his buddies that became his, manager. And his buddy's like, yeah. He's like, Aaron Hernandez at one point is talking to his buddy turned manager. And this guy, and he's like, yeah, I just don't know what I could have done different. I mean, I did everything I could. And he's like, I don't know, Aaron. You really don't think there's anything you could have done different? Nothing you would have changed. He's like, nah, I don't know.
2 moments in time in particular?
Oh, my God.
He killed 2 people, right?
He murdered 3 people, almost murdered a 4th, but he was acquitted. He was found absolutely innocent.
Yeah, that's how it works.
He was found not guilty in the second trial. He had the famous attorney, is it Baez?
Oh, really?
Yeah, the guy that got Casey Anthony off.
Yeah.
That was his attorney.
Baez?
Jose Baez, thank you. I almost said Joan Baez, but I knew that was wrong. This is in the double murder that happened after supposedly a spilled drink.
Yes.
And then he went out, pulled up, had his buddy pull up next to this car at a stoplight, pulled out a Smith & Wesson and just fired 5 rounds until the thing was empty, and murdered 2 guys that were...
You're kidding.
No, I'm not, Paul. I wouldn't joke about that. 2 guys, by the way, with no gang affiliations, no criminal record, were...
Some guys who spilled a drink.
Yeah.
Were
a couple Big E's at a club and happened to back into them.
Came from a Puerto Rican immigrant family, adjusting in America, worked full-time, and were just out on a lazy Sunday evening at a club and apparently spilled a drink on Aaron Hernandez. God forbid. But the jury didn't buy all that and ended up not finding him guilty. They found him not guilty in that case. And then he was up for appeal. He still had appeals. And then word gets around the prison that there was this case years ago, and I can't remember what they called it, Burton or whatever, where if you die before you've used up all your appeals, they have to throw the case out, and you are then there's no charges against you. That all those charges are dropped, which would
what?
Yes, because you haven't been able to defend yourself in court and use up all your appeals, and so that's why they think he killed himself, knowing that he's going to spend the rest of his time in jail. But all of a sudden, that $40 million contract, like that money can come back into play, and so his daughter and his fiance could then be lined up for that money or some sort of amount. Because the charges were all dropped. And they were. All the charges were dropped against him. But Odin Lloyd's family took up a case to the Supreme Court to abolish that ancient rule in Boston, that law that was on the books from the 1800s, and ended up winning. And they reinstated the charges and the case and the charges, or the guilty against Aaron Hernandez. So
Sorry, didn't work, Aaron.
Yeah, but yeah.
Your little scheme.
But they really go through the life of Aaron Hernandez, and when his dad died, we knew when his dad died, that was supposedly this big, and his dad was one of those, his bisexual former fuck buddy teammate in high school is like, yeah, his dad would beat the faggot out of you. You know what I mean? Like, he's one of those dudes. My dad was like that. They're very homophobic, kind of guys, football coaches, men's men, and here he at one point, Aaron wanted to become a cheerleader, and his dad was like, fuck that. And then his dad dies in a routine hernia surgery. Goes in for routine hernia surgery and dies
As
suddenly.
one does. Go right in. And
Sure, can happen.
Aaron's
No surgery is routine.
16 years old. That's right. They say that any surgery. You never want to go to surgery. You might not wake up.
Exactly.
And then his mom, within like 2 months, starts fucking her sister's husband.
Wait a minute. What? I'm just trying to say that. Okay, so
So his dad dies. He's 16.
Dies, 16.
His mom, within almost no time, starts banging her sister's husband.
Okay.
And this dude moves into the house, is sleeping in his dad's bed, making breakfast in his underwear in the morning. It's like Aaron is fucking not cool with any of this. And I mean, it just, so you see this family dynamic and some of the prison phone calls with his mom and him. And he's like, fuck you. You ruined my life. You were the worst. Anytime I tested you, I would tell you shit privately, and it would always get back to me because you couldn't shut your fucking mouth. And, you're going to die never knowing your son and blah, 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 and all this stuff. And it's kind of heartbreaking. And then, fact is he, the CTE that they donated his brain to that Boston VA hospital or whatever, and said it was the earliest, youngest diagnosed CTE ever, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, it sounded like he had a really quick temper, could go from super happy 1 second in the blink of an eye to wanting to murder someone. And, who knows how much of that. And he was able to get away with a ton of shit.
right.
Shot someone in Florida as a gator, no charges from the police. Some guy.
Somebody. You just shoot somebody.
Out for a night with Tebow. And then
Really?
it ends. Yeah, dude. The night he was out with Tebow, him and Tebow go to a bar. Aaron Hernandez is underage. So he's not even allowed in the bar, but he's Aaron Hernandez, superstar tight end. And the Florida Gators are the best team in the country. Tebow's there. They end up serving him 2 drinks. And he's just going to walk out the door. Figures he doesn't have to pay for his drinks. And so the manager's like, hey, what about your tab here, for these 2 drinks? Boom, punches him, blows his eardrum out, Jay. And, I don't mean to bring up a sensitive subject, but busted this guy's fucking eardrum because it was just like, hey, man, don't forget about your tab. Boom. Lays this guy out. Of course, the guy doesn't press charges, gets swept under the rug. So all these violent episodes that are happening.
Given how easily my eardrum ruptured, I'm not surprised that ruptured it.
Really? I mean, yeah, but it
punch
still
to the head?
sounds bad. Yeah, I know, but it's like, remember that one guy we talked about? He was a serial killer or something, and he punched that girl so hard in the sternum he broke her back.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that? It was like, like punched through someone. That's crazy. But he's at one point talking about how fucked up his body is and blah, blah, blah from football. And he's like, yeah, they've made those drugs illegal, the Tortazol shot or whatever that they give these guys. And unless it's an extreme case, blah, blah. He's like, you know who they gave those to every fucking game? Me. And, because of the lasting problems. So who knows? A lot of guys are on there going, yeah, we're not going to just write this off as CTE.
That's my thing, man. Seems to be a lot of excuses potentially for just some really bad behavior.
Well, and we'll get to AB, Antonio Brown, in a second here. I don't know if you've watched that video.
Yeah.
Have you seen the video of him with the Florida thing? And I just can't help but think mentally something more is going on there than just like a diva wide receiver. You know what I mean? Like it's too destructive, too quick. Like it's funny. Yo, fish head. He's calling the girl fish head and shit.
Yeah, such erratic behavior.
So bad. And then you see Luke Kuechly, Carolina Panther linebacker.
I'm unfamiliar.
He's a stud. Retired yesterday.
Oh yeah, like 28 years old.
28 years old, yeah. And then there was a guy that's featured in the documentary on Netflix. I should tell you the name of it. Not that people will struggle to find it, but I think it's called Killer Inside: The Mind of Aaron Hernandez. It's really good, worth the watch. Even if you know a lot about the story, there's a lot in there that people will get out of it. So yeah, 28 years old, 8 seasons in the NFL. They put a big long video out of him, kind of a private guy. And seeing players talk about him and his kind of dedication to it, this dude loves football. They said the first 4 years in the league, he didn't have cable because he didn't want to spend 1 minute not watching film. Like he wanted to fucking study his shit and not have any distractions at all from like TV, cable, anything like that. Selected to 7 Pro Bowls in 8 years.
Wow.
First team All Pro 5 times. Suffered at least 3 concussions during his career. He doesn't mention, he's like, yeah, your body takes a beat, but he doesn't mention anything like that. I'm telling you, this is 100% a guy that's made $63 million and goes, fuck that. You know what? I'm not going to be one of these guys that is 40 years old and...
Yeah, what's the other explanation?
Right?
Yeah, save your body, save your mind.
One of the guys in that documentary on Aaron Hernandez, I believe it's Chris Borland. He was the Niners' first-round pick, I think. It was a Wisconsin linebacker, retired after his first year.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
And it was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that upset you greatly.
Oh, I was devastated. He was a young...
Imagine that, E.
I know.
There's just this young stud linebacker. The Lions finally get him. And that's when the Niners blew, right? They were in really bad straits.
They were in and out of bad straits, but yeah.
It's like, yes, good young player.
Reggie
All right,
Brown.
we got him. We got him. Yeah, exactly.
It's Reggie Brown. Where you take a guy, and Chris Borland, though, was just like, yeah, I'm out, 23 years old, and you see him talking, and he's talking about, even at the college level at Wisconsin, he's like, I was so naive, and I'd see the upperclassmen, all the guys in the locker room with their pants down, just lined up getting these shots so they could go out and play, and he's like, I didn't know it, but looking back, he's like, this is a billion-dollar industry, and you need these players on the field no matter what. And so, when I got to the NFL and played, it was just like, you know what? It's not worth it. It's not worth it. And, so many of these guys, and so Luke Kuechly, he's selected the Pro Bowl again this year, and he's already taken himself out of the Pro Bowl game and said he hopes to remain part of the organization. So then you've got, Patrick Willis retired really early. Andrew Luck. A lot of these guys are starting to go.
Big problem.
Yeah. I don't know how this all plays out. Eric Reed famously taking a knee with Kaepernick.
He's still done? He's not come back yet?
Eric Reed. Oh, yeah. No, he's on the Carolina Panthers as a safety. Yeah. And played with Luke Kuechly. And he tweeted out, after playing with Patrick Willis, I didn't think it was possible for me to touch the field with another linebacker of his caliber. Then I went to Carolina. Enjoy retirement, Luke Kuechly. Another one, too, Gronkowski. Gronkowski's another one that,
Did you see him spike that Lego bust on
we heard about it. I didn't.
New Year's Eve?
Yeah.
Did we watch
With
it?
Steve Harvey, right?
Steve Harvey?
Yeah.
Steve Harvey's doing some dumb thing, and he takes this Lego bust. Beautifully done.
I heard it was beautiful.
Had to take hours and hours and hours to do this thing. Dumbass just takes it and spikes it like a football.
I always kept thinking that had to be planned. T was saying the look on Steve Harvey's face says it was not planned.
Yeah, that was my read too. But
And my only thing was, how do you get that bushy mustache right on a Lego?
they got it.
They did.
They did well.
Yeah. Well, he's the Gronk. What do you
I
know?
don't believe that how could he not?
Look at that.
Yeah.
Lego bust.
I just
not
don't
bad.
believe, though, that honestly he would go there and
Do we have
it.
video of him slamming it?
I think I want a Lego bust. I've always wanted an
you
action
bustable?
figure. I've always wanted an action figure. You know what? I'll take a Lego bust.
I don't know that you're bustable.
Why not?
E is bustable.
It helps that Harvey's bald, right? Because
Well-
you're right. The Kitterman, takes some skill to get the hair done.
The thing
Could
with
you do 5 on the top, 2 on the sides, 3 to blend on a Lego bust? I don't know.
Sure you can, but it's just generic. There's nothing like if you had a Prince beard that they could focus on, if you had a giant schnoz, they could focus.
Yeah, if I had it on my shelf, people would be like, "Oh, who's the white guy?" Lego bust.
Who is that? Like a
Who's
GI Joe?
who's the standard white guy?
Yeah, like E, you've got the plume, you've got the glasses, you've got the gum line. There's so much to work with.
Tooth to gum ratio
You've
would
got
be prominent.
You've got those
Look at that.
beady, soulless, dead shark-like eyes. Like E has so much to work with.
Lifeless eyes, black eyes like a doll's eyes.
I don't know that you're bustable, Jay. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Unless you decide to grow some fantastic facial hair, which you're capable of. And it's not just a shot at you. I don't think I'm bustable either, to be honest with you.
But Steve Harvey definitely is. It's a
yeah.
beautiful bust.
Bald head mustache. Say no more. All right, let's see.
So dickweed. Just crushes
Are you
it.
serious? I don't want to work with him no more. Why is he here? Why?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know Steve Harvey enough.
On this,
You're
on the same.
mentally imbalanced. This nut right here that broke the.
It could very well have been playing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know
on
his
this website. It did look like
shtick
it had.
enough.
This might be like. He says it's like a video of him saying he forgives him or something. So I don't know.
What was Steve going to do? Take the bust home?
Yes. Yes.
really
And display
pissed at
that
Gronkowski
prominently.
or
It
was-
was a beautiful bust.
Yeah. Would
Bet all in that.
Sorry.
Like, you wouldn't take that home. What do you mean, what's he going to do?
Well, he could commission another one. He's got the money. I mean, it's not like it's.
My thought is there is a second one. I mean, I don't know what this video says about him forgiving him, but
No, let's see.
No, that was an act. Man.
Okay.
Gronk's a cool dude. I like
Yeah,
him.
you liked it when he spiked that head. Although, didn't part of you say, do we have to? I mean, it's such a beautiful Lego head of me.
Well, my wife ain't gonna let me put no Lego statue of myself up in our house anyway. So
My wife
they
would
wasn't
let me
gonna
put a
make it
Lego
happen.
statue over my house.
Who wears the pants in our family?
You know what's interesting about the spiking of the Lego head bust is all the different color, like all the bullshit pieces they used
In the middle
to
of
get
it?
there. Yeah,
Yeah.
It looked like it just had a bunch of red and white and shit.
Throwaways.
Yeah, throwaways.
Yeah.
just filler.
Absolutely. Filler. Yeah. Why would you waste?
You wouldn't.
I mean, you're talking about multiple gigundous packs of brown just to make that work to begin with.
It's beautiful, man.
Yeah. I mean, it's a full bust, too. I mean,
Yeah.
he's bow tie, even the eyebrows. Yeah, it's well done. So it sounds like it was meant to be like that.
Yeah.
You want to see Antonio Brown? Watch a minute of his thing. The reason this is a story today, the Police Athletic League in Hollywood, Florida, cut its affiliation with Antonio Brown after he live streamed that encounter with Hollywood police, and in the dispute with him and the mother of his children. Really, what got them was when he threw a bag of dicks at them.
Gummy dicks, to be clear.
Gummy dicks, yeah. And so he threw those at both Chelsea, Kyrus, the chick, and the officers, and I think that had a lot to do with their decision to give the money back. And,
Could have.
yeah, I mean, it's so disrespectful to have a bag of gummy dicks whipped at you. So he donated an undisclosed amount of money to the Police Athletic League 7-on-7 football league that they've got there. And so he responded to the police statement on Twitter, Hollywood police and I need a meeting unless I'm going to show their track record of my injustice consistently. Canceled my 7-on-7 league for the kids at the Hollywood Pal Park, then returned my check to me on video at the park while telling me if I come back, it's trespassing. So they think that there's just an irreparable rift. You know, we've tried to talk to him, and it's just not going to be repairable. So
Irreparable, huh?
yeah, they said irreparable.
Not irreparable?
Well, yeah.
Irreparable?
Yeah. Irreparable is probably right, yeah.
I mean, you could go either way. I just found it interesting that you decided to go irreparable.
You know what?
Irreparable would be what I would choose just because it's more smug, but...
Yeah.
Irreparable is more smug. Irreparable, I'll be honest with you, I did not even...
Didn't think about
when
it?
I made the
Didn't pick?
When I made the decision...
sit there and look at the word?
I did not have irreparable as an option.
Really? Why not?
I don't know.
You read it?
I read it, and I was like,
why is it not an option? It's always an option.
It's an irreparable... I read it as irreparable rift, and so I just didn't even think irreparable. I should have, but because had you given me the choice...
It's either the first or second thing you should have thought when you saw that word.
Now that you mention it, yeah, I'm horribly embarrassed. This is not good. And honestly, if you'd given me the choice, do you want to say irreparable or irreparable, I definitely would have chose the latter.
Irreparable.
Yeah.
All right, we go on.
So, anyways, the rift that they say is irreparable.
Yes, that one.
Yeah. So this type of behavior and communication with officers is completely opposite of what we teach and instill in the youth in our community in a way of respect for parents, teachers, elders, and all those in positions of authority. We began to reach out to Mr. Brown to have a conversation with him. We were unsuccessful in that effort. He also received a warning, do not trespass on Police Athletic League property, saying the department did not want him to continue to affect our youth nor influence them in a negative way.
Yeah, they are done with Mr. Brown.
Yeah, they've had it. And I figured, why not? We can watch just a minute of it. We don't have to watch all of it. Most people have seen this.
I guess this is just kind of what I played yesterday.
She's here to take the kids to school, not no vehicle. This bitch is broke. She don't drive Bentleys. You see this, sir? This is a fucking Bentley. That bitch is broke with 2 more other kids. That bitch got none. She don't have no
imagine
Bentley.
having to deal
She's
with
staying
that
at the
as a
hotel. Ask her
cop,
where she's staying.
dude.
Ask her.
And look at the neighborhood they're into.
I know.
The neighbors, I mean,
Bro,
these
she here
are
with my fucking keys.
mansions in a...
You've got a video running on
Alright, so
you.
get the keys. What-
You're listening to this
So
garbage.
Do you got the kids? What could you do?
I think I said that. I'm trying to decipher whether
And he's
or
trying to
not
make this a race issue, and it's like, this guy's
Bro,
clearly...
this wasn't even about the vehicle.
I like that cop's glasses, though.
I'm gonna listen to you.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Has any sort of proof.
Where's that
Bro, she
uniform
ain't got
well,
no
too,
He really
doesn't he?
does. Not a bad-looking guy, you know?
I mean, his utility belt
Is this one of those
Batman-esque.
stripper cops? I think this is one of those stripper cops.
You think so? You think he
Yeah,
showed
he's
up?
not a real cop.
Is there a boombox on the ground around him? He starts
That
whipping
shit's
his pants
Velcro.
up. I mean, that is a utility belt akin to Batman.
That is nice.
She have 2 other kids.
I bet he's got shark repellent spray in there.
Look at her. She's a fucking
know?
lost cause. Look at her. Look at her.
I mean, this lunatic
Don't
is
make us look at her.
ranting.
I don't think you want us to look at her, Antonio.
And I'm not turning my back to you, Antonio.
All right, this vehicle is here.
The
So she
Gucci
trying
slides.
to sell you
Yeah.
on some bullshit. I'm telling you, it's
Why
not.
I came here to talk to you, but
Yeah.
you're screaming at me.
Go forward. Do you have when he's got the gummy dicks out? And I think this was a important moment. I wanted to get your perspective on this, Jay, because obviously Antonio Brown's he's got his hype men around him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And his hype men, you know, you would hope in this situation a friend would go, dude, all right, let's shut this down, bro. Let's get inside.
The
you
gummy
know.
dick idea, hilarious, Antonio. But
We're gonna do that at some point.
Yeah.
Not to the police.
definitely we'll do that. We'll do that.
We're gonna whip these dicks at somebody. But they're like, yeah, you know, gummy dicks.
Yeah,
like
he needs better hype, man.
but what I was telling E is
That's right.
Antonio Brown does not he's not the Chuck D of the group. He's not giving his hype men a lot to work with. And so they're stuck like, okay, Hollywood police, dispute here, domestic.
Gummy dicks start to sound okay.
Like gummy dicks. All right, I guess we're going gummy dicks. Yeah. All right, E.
I mean, we're filming
This
in
what we gotta
portrait
do.
already, so
This is white
why
versus
not?
black right here in your fucking face, right here. Fuck the NFL. This is real life. White people trying to get over.
Love you,
Bases,
baby.
and the police not helping. Trying to finesse a Bentley. Bitch, you don't drive Bentleys. This is not your
Perfect,
life.
as his kids are standing there.
Here we go.
It's the bag of dicks.
Nice. There they are.
Yeah.
So the
Bag of
nutrition
dicks for the
value and
dicks.
everything.
Yeah.
It's a bona fide bag of dicks.
Hey, Charles, here go the bag of dicks. Fish head, fish head. Fish. Fish, here go the bag of dicks, fish. Charles, here go the bag of dicks. Fucking basic.
Empty calories. You see that?
Yeah, absolutely empty calories. Those weren't sugar-free, were they?
No.
Hey, nigga.
Great
Yeah.
idea, Antonio.
I can't remember what part we were at with the whole hype man, where they kind of got more into it. But yeah, it was, I don't know, disturbing. I think
It's
you're
lucky
seeing,
he didn't get arrested. You throw shit at a cop.
Why doesn't he get arrested there? By the way, are you allowed to just scream at cops and tell them to fuck off? And
You're not allowed to throw shit at him. I know that.
yeah, when they're driving, he keeps going, just get the fuck out of here, fuck out of here, goddamn motherfuckers, N-word this, N-word. I'm like, I just picture like the prominent neurosurgeon that lives next door and has lived there for 20 years, raised his family there, and now has this dude next door.
Yeah. Yep.
The cops constantly on their street, dealing with this guy. Oh, I'm sorry, he was doing what today? He was throwing gummy dicks at police officers and his baby mama. What is it, baby mama? Yeah, sorry, doctor. Just go back in the house. Everything's going to be fine. You don't have to worry about Mr. Brown.
New money.
Yeah.
You'll have to excuse him.
little dinged up to the head. And I kept going back to that Vontez Burfict hit that people say that
Vontez
dude's
perfect.
He's the Cincinnati linebacker that fucking tattooed Antonio Brown.
Ah, okay.
I mean, just laid him out in that game. I think he got suspended and fined for that hit.
Oh, he's the dude who was suspended for the whole rest of this season, right? For a
Yes.
very similar hit?
Yeah, he's had multiple plays like that. But the Antonio Brown one is really vicious. And people in his circle say he's never been the same dude since that hit, like this erratic behavior. It's too bad. It's tough to see, but that whole thing. Yeah, fish. Yo, fish. I snigger. I do. I can't help it. It's funny. Gummy dicks thrown. It's funny.
In a vacuum, yes. Gummy dicks,
Yeah,
throwing them
I
on,
mean,
yes.
We've had
But come
bags
on.
of dicks, dude. We have.
Kids are standing there. It's embarrassing.
Yo, you motherfucker fish. And we're this, yeah. And then he's like, I love you, baby. I love you. Kid's like, hi, daddy. And it's like, these poor fucking kids. Hall of Fame announcement.
Alex Karras, huh?
Well, yeah, that. I was going to go music with this one.
Music.
Yeah, the Hall of Fame inductees were
okay.
announced for music. But yeah, Alex Karras got in. Drew Pearson did not get in the football one, and he's not taking that well.
You may know Alex Karras. He was married to Ma'am Webster.
Mm-hmm.
I only heard that today on the radio.
Are you serious? You don't know Ma'am and
Serge Papadopoulos?
Was it Sir and Ma'am?
Yeah, I think he called him Sir and Ma'am.
Sir, right?
George.
Yeah, George.
Big cuddly guy. He was a good dad. Good foster dad.
Great. He did the best he could.
He
And
did.
Ma'am was good too.
Yeah.
And what was Webster's? Emmanuel
Lewis.
Emmanuel Lewis, yeah. But yeah, he was a great Detroit Lion before that.
He was.
In fact, a Hall of Famer. Roger Craig getting the snub.
I heard that, yep.
Yeah, and a couple. Bill Cowher got in. Jimmie Johnson.
Okay, yeah. It's funny, man, when people who are like right in your wheelhouse of what you remember, growing up and watching football, and they start getting in Hall of Fames, you're like, oh boy, am I getting old.
They have to be out of the game by 25 years before they can even get fucking the first ballot chance.
Wow.
Steve Sable got in. I think that's warranted.
I don't remember
Steve Sable and his dad, the late Mr. Sable.
I'm unfamiliar.
Started NFL films.
Oh, okay.
An early fall in Oakland. Those famous
the
videos.
Frozen tundra.
The frozen
Lambeau Field.
America's team.
Those are awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I do remember
When
watching
the frost thaws and the leaves turn.
And they show like slow motion, a guy about to hike the ball, and the breath coming out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those
set the mood very well.
NFL films, Steve Sable.
Gotcha.
He gets in. Which, like I said, I think the NFL Films has done a lot for.
This is the one you were telling, I guess.
Yeah, this is a very disappointed.
So this is Drew Pearson, former cowboy.
What is okay reaction-wise? Because usually when you want someone to not be a sore loser.
How about the universal aw shucks?
Can you give an aw shucks? Or do you just give a nod like,
yep, yeah.
Better luck next time?
I think you do that. You nod with the slight lifting of the hands. The palms go up? The palms go up and surrender, sort of a surrender.
What are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
It's not up to me. It's not up to us.
Not my call. I'm just, every day above ground is a great thing.
There you go.
Is that a fair reaction?
No, you don't react in anger.
Wearing shirts with his name on them.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of jerseys being worn. Full camera crew is there.
Look, number one, this is not like MLB where you get like out, like you got to get in by a certain point or you're not going to be on the ballot again. My understanding is Football Hall of Fame, you can get in later years. So he has additional chances at this.
Yeah, but Jay.
I know the longer time goes on, you forget about Drew Pearson.
No, I think Drew understands that the easiest hall to get into is probably the pro football
basketball, by far.
You think basketball?
Yes,
okay.
Everybody gets in.
Pro football it's not like baseball.
Yeah, baseball's a bitch.
And so Drew is going, what the fuck, man? I mean,
was he really all that good?
I don't even know. So
he had a legendary Hail Mary catch.
Is that what? Are you serious? Because that's what his hat says.
Yes.
I was wondering why his hat said Hail Mary on
Yeah, it was a playoff game.
Because he had this one play.
He had a catch one time.
But Drew Pearson, was it Billy?
Pull it up, E. Pull up the numbers.
Okay.
He was
and then
part
like,
of the...
And then pull up Calvin Johnson's numbers, too, or something, just so we can get sort of some context.
It was more of a throwing league later. Drew Pearson is a member of the all-70s decade team, okay? Which is a real honor.
Is he a product of Staubach?
Perhaps. Yeah. Dorset, even. Some would say Randy White.
Okay.
He's the only member of that all-decade team that is not in the Hall of Fame.
6 foot 184. Shit.
Yeah,
he'd be like a slot guy today.
Well, Des Bryant said he's the original 88.
Be like a Ray Caruth or something.
Yeah, well, Ray Caruth was well on his way. On his way.
Really was.
It was early. So yeah, watch it. It's like hit 48 pounds, not bad.
156 games. Okay.
16 yards per reception. 489 receptions.
48 touchdowns. You think that's not bad?
156.
For 156 games?
48 touchdowns.
I guess it's all right.
Is this the...
yeah,
it's all right.
He's got an iconic play. It's like Dwight Clark. Dwight Clark has the catch.
So
which isn't all that great. We've gone through that.
It was voted the number 2 greatest play in the history of the fucking game.
If you objectively look at it, it's not that great of a play.
It looks like it.
It is.
Hail Mary.
We've seen that catch every weekend since.
No, we have not.
Yes, we have.
No, we have not.
There's like 2 minutes here when we get to the fucking Hail Mary.
7-0.
I don't care.
7-0.
7-7 game.
Staubach.
Yeah, see? Oh, look at the straight kick.
Yeah, the toe ball.
Yeah.
Here he goes.
He did.
See, we're not going to get
Does that withstand replay scrutiny? I don't know.
I doubt it.
I know we're not going to get.
Here we go. Here we go.
This is for all the baubles. See?
Not even a great catch. It's right in the bread basket.
It's a better catch than you think.
Let me see here.
I want to take issue
Had
with
he
that
dropped it, I would have been surprised. Right in the bread basket. Look at this. Look at this.
Yeah, it's kind of thrown short. Defense not killer.
He's got his hat on for that.
You see better catches 4 times every game in college.
In high school nowadays.
Oh, they actually have slow motion replay.
Hell yeah.
Wow, look at this very long throw and catch. That's all it is.
He came back to make the catch.
He threw it a long way, and then he caught it.
There was a flag on the play, it looked like. There might have been pass interference.
I mean, this is playoffs. E and I had a very lengthy discussion yesterday about the WNBA and their new agreement. They're getting big raises and whatnot.
Oh, is that right?
As a league, they've lost $12 million a year average.
Well, as he has always pointed out, they can never cancel it.
Right.
Ever.
No. But
let's call it a loss leader.
The propaganda leader that is ESPN, I was saying, I don't give a shit how many times they throw one of their fucking chick layups in the top 10 plays of the day.
With that dumb colored ball.
Yeah. I mean, no. if I'd say it like that. They don't.
It's red and white.
I know, but they don't use that term anymore.
It's outmoded.
Yeah, it's an outmoded term.
Where
that play does that play, even though it's a playoff game to win it all, it's worthy of a highlight, but does it make the top 10 plays of the day?
Fuck.
You got mossed.
Well, yeah, I mean, it won a playoff game, of course.
Okay.
Is it?
Tim Tebow won a playoff game with a...
No, it's a top 10 play of the day for sure. Look at that shit stadium, by the way.
Oh, that's awful.
Everything about this.
Everything about that.
Look at the telecast. Wow, has it come a long way, huh?
Yeah, you kids out there have no idea.
Look at the sideline that's facing like closer to us. Like,
I know. What's going on?
And
baseball?
Where do the stands start on our side of the field here?
I think
do they have stands?
I think we're in the pre-Metrodome baseball stadium.
Maybe they're halfway through building it, and they just decided to throw a game on. At the
1975.
I mean, it appears that we do not have stands on our side of the field.
I'm actually impressed that's a good crowd. I mean,
it's a playoff game, man.
Yeah. But 75, like when was?
So let's see his reaction.
Oh yeah.
Let's see his reaction.
To the Hall of Fame snub.
Wearing his Hail Mary hat because of that play.
Yeah, he's dressed for it. He's got his hat on with his name and stuff, and everyone around him's wearing jerseys. Hit your space bar, E.
I did. Oh,
here he is.
There is the NFL. Being the commissioner is something special, guys.
Congratulations to
nervous
all
times,
the
nervous times.
inductees. It was really
I think he knows now.
a pleasure to make those announcements. And we're done. We have a special guest here with us. And a lot of ties to us.
Meant a lot to him.
Yeah.
Meant a lot.
Speaking of commissioners.
He knows the cameras are on, right?
Oh, yeah, you know. There's another one, too. He goes, broke my heart. Broke my heart.
Broke my heart.
Broke my heart. So I don't know if we have time for that, but
I don't know.
Yeah, usually you're supposed to be a little more humble. And,
I don't think
hey, I want
to. On the same hand, what does it fucking matter, dude? He's an old dude who wants to
Well,
in the hall.
hey, that gold jacket. When you can go Hall of Fame receiver, Drew Pearson joins the panel today.
I mean, his reaction. I mean, he's an old dude who wants to be in the Hall of Fame. Who gives a fucking reality if he's a little sourpuss about it?
He's 69, and he says, he did calm down a little bit, and kind of tweeted out or something, God's got a plan, and obviously God was like, yeah, suck a dick.
Everything
dude.
happens
Bink.
for a reason. One of those.
Yeah, and there's a time and a place, and obviously God is like, nah, not yet. Bunk.
Boom.
Sorry, dick licker. But he's like, what else can I do? I did everything I could for the Cowboys.
Nothing now.
You haven't been able to do anything for 40 years.
See if you can find the video where he's like, he broke my heart. It's like, I did everything for the Cowboys. Everything I could. I did it the right
that
way.
gold jacket anyway. Isn't that a weird color gold?
It's hideous.
I mean, you always been troubled by that?
Do you mind the green jacket they give away at the Masters?
It's a little too Kelly for me.
I don't like that either.
I'd rather go more evergreen, but the gold has always bothered me.
Maybe they
Century
don't.
21 or something.
Maybe they don't want you to wear it out in public, and they know by how gross the gold is.
Yeah, they'll
and
keep it hung up
green.
and nice.
Yeah, frame it. Obviously you don't want to wear this. It's hideous. But everyone wants one.
Those Masters guys, they wear them, don't they? Like at certain events at the clubhouse and shit.
I think they pull them out, like the winner who
don't
then
they
has
keep
to...
them there? They keep them in the clubhouse, and when they show up, they put on their jacket. They have
Really?
drinks and shit in their green jacket. I think they do, man.
That sounds very white.
I think they actually use them.
So you're not allowed to take your...
I think they keep them there. I thought I heard that, but...
Wow. Okay.
I'm just disappointed.
Yeah, I'm just disappointed. He's tears in the eyes, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's meant a lot.
Family's all there. I mean, that would be...
disappointed. I just can't believe it.
Not a dry eye. Look at the lady behind him.
It's crushed.
Oh, my God.
How do you feel about that backsplash? I don't like it. It's a little outdated.
Crazy about it, yeah. He was getting... You know what this is? Pause it, E. This is probably like Clark Griswold at Christmas, getting the bonus, we're getting the pool.
Mm-hmm.
He probably said, once I get that gold jacket, we're getting a new backsplash. We're getting a new kitchen.
He just got the Jelly of the Month Club, essentially.
He got the Jelly of the Month Club. And he knows.
A new kitchen, the backsplash was going to be torn out tomorrow.
My white wife is going to be so bummed. You get no backsplash. Shit.
Actually looks pretty good for his age, though. Like,
yeah, he does.
Not with his eyes filled with tears.
Yeah, but like talking wise.
They won't get me again. They won't get me again. They won't get me like this again. Just the last one.
They won't get me.
Just
What's
the
that
last
mean?
time.
What's
There
that
must
mean?
have been multiple times. Like, this isn't the first time he's gone through this. Then, right?
He's not going to get worked up and excited for it again. They're not going to get me again.
They're not going to.
Oh, what did they say? Fool me once?
Get fooled again. Lucy ain't pulling that football away again.
Feel bad for him now after watching that one.
Yeah.
Well, doesn't that?
It's not done. Did everything I could.
You did. You closed out your career 40 years ago, dude. You did everything you could. Now just sit back. Whatever happens, happens.
Why isn't someone putting those water bottles in the
I
fridge?
just want to thank everybody for coming anyway and
Gracious and
being
defeat.
here. We thought we were going to have a good moment. We deserved that moment.
Honestly, man, this is an old enough
Can't
guy.
catch no more damn passes.
Oof. I can't catch
Can't run no more
damn
routes. It's there.
Yeah,
What upsets me more
it's all on paper.
is when they say you don't deserve it, they talk negative about you. There's nothing negative about my career in the
nothing?
NFL. Nothing.
He never had a offside or something.
Let him have his moment, for Christ's sakes.
Negative.
Never caught an easy Hail Mary for the greatest play of your career.
That's what upsets me more.
Never did that.
Nothing negative. In
Oh,
his
that's
career.
not the
Oh,
way you...
come on.
Jesus.
Want to
Drew.
use that
Fate in
dish
the
towel,
hands of
man.
People, and you trust them to
Dude,
do it right.
It's like, yeah, if you
And I'm
don't
not
make.
saying those guys that got it, God bless them. They deserve it, each and every one of them.
Well, someone has to not make it.
But man, it hurts.
Yeah.
They broke my heart. They broke my heart. And they did it like this.
Oof.
They strung it out like this. I'm sorry.
I mean, he goes, they're going to talk negative. But, like, yeah, if they
wanted
have
to
a
put
thing, people don't make it, then they start to say maybe these are reasons why they don't make it.
compare
Like,
and contrast,
like,
right?
It's a contest.
Has this man never suffered disappointment in his life? This is not how you set yourself up for something like this.
I know.
Mentally. You do not do this. You just assume, like,
Especially it's how, like,
okay,
a
it's not going to happen. Like, haven't we all been beat down enough in our lives to know that by our ages?
Yeah.
This man's got 20 years
Jay
on
never
us.
did anything negative during his career. Nothing.
Keep in mind, Jay, you just took the pinnacle of this man's career and said, you see 4 better catches every weekend in a college game.
You do.
Let alone the NFL playoffs.
You do.
He's wearing Hail Mary on his embroidered on his head. That is a custom hat made with his name, number, and Hail Mary. He's living off that moment. He's proud of that moment. And you just basically said, I've seen high school kids make better catches than that.
Well, I mean, it wasn't
And
a long
so
time
when
ago.
he's going, when they say you ain't good enough to be in the hall, they shit on you. They tell you you suck. And
you know.
Hope he doesn't hear the audio.
point,
You start to scrutinize the numbers. You start to scrutinize the plays.
I hope he doesn't hear this audio.
This is a huge honor, right? There's very deserving people being put in here.
I realize it. Can you back it up a little bit at middle somewhere and just pause at E? There, what that dish that
The dish rag that he uses?
No, that's I
brand
take
new.
issue
It was
with that.
clean. It was
Folded, clearly just washed and put out. Not meant to be wiping your tears away. The water bottles on the counter bother me. And then there's a dish off to the right, one of those that you cover like a bun cake or something.
Yeah.
I'm dying to know what's in there.
Well, you got the whole spread behind the kid, right? He's leaning on something. There's like those are cinnamon buns or something.
Are those meats or cinnamon
An
buns?
array of meats and cheeses?
I don't know. I mean, it could be a cinnamon bun.
I think you might have more breakfast food. Did this take place early in the day? I think you have a nice quiche.
Yeah.
I think you have some Cinnabons.
Maybe, but God, taking issue
Beautiful
with the
spread.
backsplash. I guarantee he promised that white wife, I'm going to get you a new kitchen. As soon as I get that gold jacket, my autographs can be worth more. We're going to get a new backsplash.
He needs to be looking at the positive. I think he has a lot going for him.
I'm going to get you new drapes.
I'm with you, E.
Like, he honestly, he looks in pretty good shape.
Looks great.
Like 70,
It's healthy.
69 years
He
old.
just said he can't run no more routes. He can't catch no more balls.
I think he could. Get out there. Let's see what he got.
Mr. Pearson, you're more than a former football player. You have value.
Hit play. I want to see, because that dish looks like a butter dish, but it looks too big to be a butter dish.
What time of day did this take place? So we can
coming
pinpoint
anyway, and
the probable.
Look, see that back there?
Being
Pause,
here.
E, so we can on it, so we can see it. I mean, I want to ask Jay, is that a butter dish back there?
That big ass butt. Wow.
The
that'd
white,
be a-
is that a giant butter dish? Whew. I mean, there's no way he looks as good as he does.
that eating that much butter?
There's no
I
way.
believe it's not butter. I mean,
That wow.
I mean, that's got a sturdy, full. You can get a full hand in on that handle.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know what's going on there. And those cinnamon rolls look gross. Sorry.
Well, they've been sitting out.
Yeah. I bet one of those got tipped over at some point. I bet one of those was sent flying, one of those racks with food on it.
Well, hopefully there's always next year, right?
Well, never again.
Never again. They're not going to get him like that.
They got him for the last time. I like Drew Pearson, too. It's too bad. I
have no opinion on him.
Other than this, I feel bad for him. Zero opinion other than that.
He's got a little Cowboys shirt on and his Hail Mary hat.
Certainly looks like that was very important to him at the time and remains very, very important to him.
I wonder how easy it is to have him tell you that story about the Hail Mary.
Do you think he's been fitted for a gold jacket?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he took it upon himself.
Yep, he went and saw the tailor.
When the league went, now, Drew, if you win, we'll need to get you fitted. He's like, nah, I had my tailor look at it. Here's the numbers. You can go get that made now. All right, we've gone long. Maybe save some email for tomorrow.
Save the rest for tomorrow.
Yeah, and we'll run down the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees. Maybe we'll go through some of that tomorrow as well. Soundgarden getting a snub.
What?
Isn't that fucking... Cornell took his own life.
As I've said for many, many years, I enjoy Chris Cornell very much. Don't love Soundgarden.
I'm with you, man.
I'm with
you. Not getting in, though. I don't think you was on.
It's the last time they give me.
It broke my heart. Broke my heart.
What can I do? What can I do? Nothing.
I can't write no more songs, man. I can't rock no more stages.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. Nice to have you here, Jay.
Oh, it's nice to be here.
Yeah, and we should mention, going forward, you're going to have limited time. You're very, very busy with work and whatnot. So we'll give more details on the schedule and whatnot and the plan of attack.
Sure.
Because we're going to do some different things with members area and amount of shows per week that the three of us will be in the room and blah, blah, blah. So,
sure.
But it's always good to have you here. I'm glad you're home safe from from Florida. I wish your eardrum all the best.
Thanks. I'll know more tomorrow, whether it is a sea creature or just an eardrum. Stop. It's
all right,
doing
everybody.
that on its own. You don't need to do that.
All right, everybody. Have a great rest of the day. We'll see you tomorrow.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.
Listen, sugar.